Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine wherever you are watching this from. And in this episode or video, I'll be showing you how to deploy an application, that is a Spring Boot application, on Azure. The thing I have here is using Azure Spring Apps, but what I'll be showing you is Azure Web App. Azure Spring Apps is a bit expensive, and that's why we'll be opting for the Azure App Service, and we'll be using Azure Postgres, the flexible server, to as our database. So it's a very simple application. And before that, deploying applications on Azure was a challenge for me, at least. When I started, I was running some very lengthy commands on the CLI. Of course, you can't like master all these commands, but you just like have them in a script or somewhat whatever you feel like is your best place to store the secrets. And my life has become easier. I honestly don't know if I'm doing it the right way, or but I feel like if it's a solution they've provided, it means that it's working and people should sort of like try and use it to do the deployments for them. And ideally, how you deploy an application on Azure is you have to like have a way of packaging the application. If it's a Java application, that means it has to be like a Java file, and then afterwards you now push it or deploy it on Azure. You can set the CI pipelines as well, the CI/CD, to ensure that anytime you push to whatever branch you specify, it will trigger a deployment flow on Azure. The things I normally do, at least how I handle my deployments, is one, I set up a Postgres database. That means I'll have to deploy Azure PostgreSQL flexible server, and then inside it I create my own DB, and then afterwards I create an Azure web app using the app service, and then from the app service is when I'll now link the two. But during the first iteration, it normally fails because if I'm having environment variables, I've not like set them in my application, so I'll have to set them round two so that things work out for me. And that's what I've been using, and it has worked for me, and it's easier for me to do that. Now, without further ado, let me jump straight into it. But ideally, this is the roadmap you'd need. Now, I'll just show you a very simple application I have done. It is a task management system. So Hello World is fancy, but what builds the character is an application that one could interact with. It has a DB and such kind of things is what you'd expect. So you can use this simple one to create a very complex thing, but ideally the process should fairly remain the same. So what I have is a task. So this is what my schema would look like. We have a task, just like containing the title, description, and the status if it's completed or not. Then I also have the repository. This is you understand what a repository is for the JPA interactions. And then I have a service that has the following services: creating a task, not very complicated services. Of course, we could make them complicated. And then I have getting all the tasks. I have getting a task by ID and also deleting a task. Then finally, what I have is a controller that intercepts the HTTP requests with the very many annotations. I used required Ags constructor because I want my dependencies to be final. So instead of creating a constructor, at required Ags constructor would handle that for me. And then this is how it looks like, and these are the endpoints. So after that, I have my application.yaml file. A very simple setup is we have the data source. Here we specify the URL. So as you can see, it's an environment variable. I create the username and then password and then the class name. So for those people who specify the what do we call it? I'm forgetting it. Yeah, I just forgot that. But yeah, this is how I set it up, and then the GPA setup. I'm just like I just want to see the queries happening. That's why I've set them, but normally I don't do that in production at least. And then the DDL auto to make my life easy is I'm setting it to update at least for now. Yeah, and I'm also like doing some bits of logging in my application. The application is already on GitHub, so it's already here. Azure Smart Manager, and then now let's get to what brought us here. How do I deploy? So I already have some databases set, but to show you how it is done, you can just come here, search Azure Postgres, Azure Postgres, and then you're gonna see Azure PostgreSQL flexible servers, and then there's a whole lot process of deploying a database, because I already have one. We'll use this, and then just like create a DB inside it. But ideally, this is how you'd create a server. So you just like come here to create. It's just filling in some details where you want your resource group to be at, etc. You'd go for dev testing because it's a very simple one, and such kind of things. But for my case, I'll just use what I have. Now what I'll do is I'll come to this server that I have, and then inside the server there's the databases. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So there's the databases. So under the databases, I already have one. It's called Azure Smart Manager. So there's the default one provided, Azure Postgres, but I'm having this ASM. Then after that, I'll come to creating a web app. And for you to create a web app, you just do Azure web app or Azure App Service, whatever. And then so we have Azure App Service, and then here I create another web app. So it's a web app, and be very careful on how you set these ones here. So the resource, I'll just pick what I have currently, but if you don't have a resource group, you have to create one. So nhx, and then the web app name, I'll just call it ASM. It's code, not a container. So, and then Java 25 as the stack, and then the region should be South Africa North, where my resource group is at. And yeah, that's basically what we need from that. Now the important thing is the deployment section. So configuring, yeah, now I enable continuous deployment, and you have to link your account if you've not like already linked the account there. Yeah, so let me just reduce this by a bit, and then you select your organization. Mine is Duncan 254. I'll leave out the rest. The repository is Azure Smart Manager, and then the branch that triggers the deployment is called main. So the last time I tried previewing the CI/CD files, it brought an issue. So I'll just like enable fast authentication. We'll get to see the thing later on, the workflow. After that, I don't need networking, at least for now. So yep, so we just give it a few, so you can review the runtime stack is that and that and that and that. Let's deploy it. So it's as easy as that, at least for now, but you'll get to see how it works. So it's deploying. Fingers crossed. I really hope it does deploy successfully. And as we wait for it to deploy, if you're a student and you need access to Azure credit, for example, I've done a video showing how GitHub Students Pack like benefits students, and Azure credits is part of what the benefits are. So again, it's failed. Let's see. So I'll just come where I'll come to this SM. Okay, it's not picking Java 25, so I need to stop it. So just stop it, and then so we're just gonna fix this thing live. Yeah, SM code, view logs, default domain. So what I need to do is deployment center. So GitHub is where I'm picking the CIs, and then this is that. Repository is Azure that the branch is master, of course, and then they'll add the workflow for me. So what I do is, let me just change here to Java 25. So I'll just Java 21, I mean, and see if this will work. So I'll just click edit here. Java 21. Is it used anywhere else? I don't think so. So I'll just commit the changes, update that, yeah. So after doing that, I'll come here. I pick the subscription is that everything is set. So yeah, this is already set. Now what I need to change is possibly let's see the logs, not there. Let's see, I'm forgetting the place where I used to set these things when deployments failed. So web app. So deployment center again. So scratch that. Let's see how we'll fix this. We'll come here, and then after that we see, do I delete it or do I, because I can't see the place to edit it again. Configuration, let's see, stack settings, Java 25. Yeah. I don't know, for some reason it didn't pick the stack, and this is sort of like the second time I'm facing this issue. I'd say Java 21 embedded that. Let me just go with that 21 and then apply, and I guess that is saved. So I'll just come to the overview again and see it's already set to Java 21. Now I'll come to the deployment slots and yeah, GitHub, and then let's see. This is the beauty of code, yeah. You expect it to work, and then it definitely challenges you, and yeah, it's how you rise up that really matters. So Azure. So like ideally, if we had opted to have Java 21, I guess it would have worked directly, because this is a bit weird. Add workflow. So I don't know if it did the workflow already or not. So let's just see. Okay, it didn't bring the workflow. So what we'll do is we'll add the workflow, and then we use basic authentication, and then I cannot preview the file for some very weird reason. So let's see. Let's preview this workflow. So there is none, so we need to create one. It's already set. Okay. Master. I honestly don't know why it's not giving me the option to save. I can't save it. Deployment slots. Scrap that, man. So what I'll do is I'll just like delete it and start again. But this is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad. I honestly don't know how to fix that, so I'll have to go check and see how I can fix that. But I don't know why I can't edit the deployment center. It's so weird. Yeah, so no deployments found. As it is deleting, I'll start over again. That was bad, but let's see. We start again and see how things would work out. So this is being deleted, I guess. So the resource group is that. So Azure Smart Management. So I'll just change that a bit. The runtime stack, let me just set it to 21 and hope things will work out fine. Region is South Africa North, at least that is near me. South Africa North, that is the basic tier, everything is set there. Come to deployment, sorry. And then I'll enable, select Duncan 254, and then the repository is Azure, so that enable, and then networking, enable public access, tags and review, and then take 2. Let's see how things would go. Now let's wait and see. Let's humbly pray that things would work out fine. Okay, let's see. Deployment in progress, doing this and this, da 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 da. So that has happened. Now it's in the final thing. Moment of truth. Yes, it worked. So that means the issue is Java 25. I guess there's an issue. It's not like picking it after trying to deploy. So we'll just come here to this place, and then it's loading deployments. Of course it's gonna fail for the first time because I've not set the environment variables and everything, but I'm just like glad, my heart is glad that it's working. Yeah, so let it load the deployments. But when you come to this repository, you'll see that it has put the CIs for you. So we have the GitHub workflows there, and then they use the CI that is set there for you like this. So of course it failed. I'll just come here to the actions. It failed. I know why. It's because of tests during the process. So I'll just come here and then come to the workflow, and then this is the workflow. I need to edit it. After editing it, I'll come to where it's installing. So it's good practice to have the tests, but I'm doing this just for demo. This skip tests like that. Skip tests, yes. Yeah. I didn't want to push. Oh, it's gonna trigger another deployment, which is gonna fail, of course. But yeah, at least that is done. Now the other thing you need to do is remember in our application.yaml we have some secrets, so we need to set them on Azure. So I didn't push the YAML file, so I'll just come and do a git pull. Yeah, it's already pulled. now that I have those changes with me, I'll just come here and add all. So git, no, not this, just do a git add like that, and then say git commit, and then say fix, say here we are pushing push the YAML file like this. Now before I push it, let me just take these URLs and show you how we set them in the Azure web app. So we'll come here, come to the environment variables. So in the environment variables, this is where we have the environment. So I'll just come to advanced edit, and then what I'll do is I'll just do this. No, let me just use this one. So add, and then we have the db URL. So the db URL is so I'll have to open this in a new tab so that I get the db URL. Yeah, and for this I'll have to do it under the hood, so just give me a sec. So nhxdb, come to databases, have my db. So okay, let's just click connect. So these are the URLs. So these are the things you need: the URL, the PG host, and such kind of things. So I'll just do this. Let me this application. So the DB URL needs to look something like, let me just have them and then I'll show you how they look like. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just come over here, have my db URL set to that. It's my db URL. I'll save it, and then never. I also need something else: the database user, and then the database password. So I'll come here. I'd say I need a database underscore user, and then the user is that. Apply. Ever. And then the other bit I need is what database password. Add the database password. Database password. The password is okay. Apply, and then you apply. Confirm. So after that is done, what I'll do is I'll just come to this and then I push it. Push this. I push that. Then let's see if it's pushed. So just come here. Yeah. So push. So let's see if it works. Down, da, 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 da. So come to the overview and see. So we'll just look at our actions and see how things are cruising. So the other deployment worked. Let's see this other deployment. So it's now deploying. It's downloading the artifact, and you can see that because we enabled authentication, it sets some secrets for you here. So you could come here to actions and you'll see the secret that comes with your profile. So the others failed. I guess these are the previous ones I was doing. So there was an issue with setting the runtimes and everything. And yeah, so let's see if the actions have gone through. So it's still pushing. Jesus. And it deployed successfully. Let's come here now and see. So it's in progress, building your application. Let's refresh. It's successful. So what we'll do is I'll click on this link. It's because I've deployed it now, so it's gonna take some time. And then could come to the log stream so that you see the logs of your application. And yeah, this is how the application is being set during the deployment process. So we'll just get to see if it really deploys or it doesn't deploy. But yeah, at least things are working now. That makes us happy. So this normally takes a bit of time to do the deployment, but hopefully it does finish faster. So it's done the thing. Java on app service. Yeah. So let's just stop this and wait for the app to start. So it normally takes a bit of time to do that. I wish I had some music we could play as we wait for the deployments to complete. Let me see if I can get anything. Oh, okie dokie. It's gonna take some time. Let's just pray that the app works, because we didn't test them locally, yeah. But I guess there's gonna be an issue. So Microsoft, the CIs automatically set the Java version to 21. So it's that is by default. Yeah. It's now starting at least. It's starting. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Tomcat initialized port 80. And as I wait, I could ask, say, GPT to generate some JSON we could use to create a task. But let's see first if it actually runs. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we have an error. Let's see. Yeah, password failed. So I just knew that would happen. So I'll just come back here. That was quite unfortunate, but yeah, it does happen. So I'll just come to my envs and see what I did wrong. I see. I typed the password wrongly. Shame on me for that. The database password is that apply. I see. I see. Never. So the password should be. Let's see if that's correct. Okay, let's see. So I'll apply that change. Apply. Yep. So fix the password issue. Let's see how it goes now. Database password, database URL, database user. Yeah, that should be okay. And let's see if the log streams that. Let's see if the application would restart. Now it's restarting. Let's hope for the best. This is the final one we're doing, yeah. Let's just hope it works out. But I guess this should be faster now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was the former logs, I guess. Those are the former logs, yeah. Those are the former logs. Now it's rebuilding. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh please, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Dun, 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 dun. So it's setting there is no profile set, so it's gonna default to what we have, the default one. This normally takes a bit of some time and patience, man. It really needs a lot of patience, so we just have to hold on to this. Let's see. Please hurry up. Okay. I'll just hover. So Tomcat is initialized with that port, and then web application context is set. That took a very long time, yeah. This is like 60. Now it's hibernate. Starting to do the pulling, and then started. Yeah, it's connected. Whew, thank God. Now the second moment of truth, I guess. So it's creating the table. It's creating the table called tasks. In football, we say "Vamos, let's go." So it's done, and okay, let's see. What's it warning me? Open in view. I don't know what. Yes. We finally did it, man, and that's fantastic. Let's see. Now let's mess with this application and see. So I'll just come here and get the white label. Woo! Fucking happy, man. I'm so happy. /API /v1 /tasks. Let's see how we name the endpoint. So the task repository controller. So /tasks. That was bad, but it's still good. So for this we expect an NT. It's working. Yeah. So that works. That works. Now let's do something. Let's add. Let's try and add. So what I'll do is I'll ask ChatGPT to create the JSON for me. At least I don't want to handle creating the JSON. So hi, help me create JSON to test this endpoint like that, and then the entity is I'll just come here, take the task, and then just paste this whole entity, and then it would help me create the entity like this. So I hope it is creating the thing for me. Yeah, title and description. Yeah, so I'll just pick that, and then I'll come to just like create the curl command for me. Yeah. And yeah, so I already have the curl, so I'll just open my terminal. I'll bring it over here, paste it like that, and then I create the task. Okay, it's done. So come back here, so create like say for other tasks, so once I fetch again, I'll see the task that has been created, and voila, it is working. And that is fantastic, man, despite the hassle with curl. That's done. So we can also like get to see the IDs one, so we can also like get by ID, so /1, that means we'd get this one getting by the ID. And yeah, that means the other endpoints would work as well. So let me just create another one. After that we create this one again, and this one again, like that, and come here, get with ID 3. It works. And that is how you deploy a Spring Boot application on Azure with Azure PostgreSQL as the database and Azure Web App Service for the deployment. Thanks for holding on. It's been rough, but at the end of the day, we've gotten what we really wanted. So you can do changes and then push, and then it's going to trigger the CI and you deploy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in to the very last minute. Thanks for being patient with me. Next time, I guess I'll have some music as we wait for the app to deploy. But that marks the end of this session. The GitHub repository will be shared as well, so that you can also like try build something small and deploy it on Azure. And that's it from me. Till next time. Cheers.